Hello, my friend. It is my favorite video of the month, even though it's a couple of days after the end of the month. We're still gonna do it. It is my favorites and fails countdown. We're gonna be talking about the worst products I tried in the month of February, counting up to the chef's kiss best products that I've been trying this past month. So if you're interested in hearing about that, oh, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Before we get started, if you have been here, you know what is coming first. It is my hashtag not sponsored feature. And why I do this is because I get a lot of requests to sponsor my favorites and fails videos, but I feel like it's kind of weird to put something in as, oh my gosh, this is my favorite, but yet I was paid to say this. So I do a hashtag not sponsored feature. And this month is something that I actually purchased for my kids for Christmas and ended up liking it so much, I ended up getting some for myself, and it is the Cirkul water bottle. If you don't know about this my daughter learned about on Instagram and decided she wanted it for Christmas, and I am so thankful because I am loving mine. So basically how this works is you put your water down at the bottom. This is just fresh, clean water. And what you do is you get these little pods and you put those in the top here. And this is where the flavor comes from. And they have so many flavors over there. It's kind of ridiculous. And the flavors are really, really good. I think there was one that I didn't really like, and it was like a pear one. It was kind of like, it was a little weird. I drank it anyway, but I don't think I'm gonna order that one again. But other than that, I'm really enjoying the flavors. What I like about this in comparison with other like flavor water drops and stuff is that the flavor doesn't get in the bottle. There's a filter here that keeps the flavor up here, so you don't have to worry about like kind of gunking up your bottle or having your bottle taste a certain way because of the flavors, because you actually throw this away. So of course there is a waste factor in this, in that you are throwing all of this plastic away, which I know is going to be a no-go for some people. They're also quite pricey when you compare them to the flavor drops that you can get at the grocery store. So those are factors that maybe you won't like this. But for me, I am really enjoying it. They have even coffee flavored ones. These are a little weird, I have to admit. This one I haven't tried yet. It's the vanilla iced coffee. I did try the peppermint one, and it does have caffeine in it. It is kind of like iced coffee, but drinking out of a water bottle. So it took a little bit of getting used to. The other thing that I want to mention about this that I really like is that you can control how much flavor goes in it. So let's say you don't want any flavor anymore. You just kind of spin this a little bit. It is kind of hard to spin, but you switch it over to the X, and then you just get plain water without having to take the cartridge out or anything. And you can make it however strong you like. Depending on the flavor pod, I usually go somewhere between a 2 and a 5. It just kind of depends on what it is. And one flavor pod, depending on how much I'm drinking, will last a week to 2 to 3 weeks. It just kind of depends on how strong I have it on and how much I'm using it. So personally, I have really been loving it. I know it's not going to be for everybody, but if you are interested, I will put the links to Cirkul down below. And now that we are done with our hashtag not sponsored feature, let's get into the worst product that I tried this month. I just want to warn you ahead of time, I didn't really try a lot of bad things. And if I did try bad things, like the About Face lip products that I really, really didn't like, I don't really have new information to share with you for that. I pretty much said it in the video. So I'm just gonna share kind of updates on some of the things that I've talked about this month, and also some things that I haven't talked about. The worst product really isn't all that bad. It's just not good. And it's the Jason Wu eyeshadow palette. I did hear that the all matte one is much better performing than this, but this is just weak. It's what you would think of as a stereotypical drugstore eyeshadow palette that just doesn't perform. With ColourPop out there at their low price points, and other brands like e.l.f. and Wet n Wild stepping up their game, brands like this really need to be bringing it at the price point they're selling it. So let me just swatch a couple for you. They remind me of just old school Maybelline palettes. When I reviewed it, I thought it was just kind of okay, but the more I use it, the more I'm just like, no, no, not digging on this. So unfortunately, this is sunk to number 10 on my countdown. Because I loved so much of what I tried this month, the next two are products that I like, but I wish they could be just a little bit better. Usually we hit that around number 5. We're hitting it number 9 and 8 this month. So this I actually really like. This is the Milani Supercharged Dewy Primer Base. It has a very strong scent of orange. It does have citrus extracts in it. So if you do not like this, this is gonna be out automatically. Who I would most recommend this for is for people that don't mind a lot of orange scented fragrance, and also those that want their skin to be moisturized and hydrated before their base. This is not a silicone based pore filling primer. It's not going to give you that. It's basically a scented moisturizer when it comes down to it. I do enjoy it. I like the way that it feels. My makeup goes on beautifully over it, but it just doesn't have enough pizzazz. It doesn't have enough effect where I think that I would invest in one of these. This was sent in PR. This from the last one was purchased. This was PR. So even though I am going to use this and I do like it, I don't think I would purchase this. All right, this one, I know some people are going to be upset, and I'm willing to take the backlash. Like I'm okay with it. I'm with it. Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream Light. There are things that I love about this product. There are things that I don't love about this product. I'm going to list on the screen for you some of the ingredients, what they do. That I have faith in. I have faith in the main components of this product, that they're doing great things for my skin. I like the way it feels on my skin. It does have a sun protection on it, so I have been using it during the day with another product that I'm going to be sharing with you in a little bit, and I really like it as a daytime moisturizer. But where this falls for me is, number one, the price. I got this in my Beautylicious Lucky Bag. I did not pay full price for it. I will not pay full price for it. It just seems just obnoxiously priced for what you get. I don't believe that skincare needs to be this expensive. What I believe you're paying for when you get this is this very heavy, very luxe packaging. So I personally would rather get something from, let's say, a Paula's Choice, even some products from Derma E I absolutely love. The other thing I don't like about this is the fragrance. The scent on this is like a white floral. It's very antique. This like really strong white floral scent that I personally don't enjoy. If I'm gonna go with a floral, I'd rather it have a little bit of sweetness with it, a little bit of citrusy with it, a little bit of clean with it, but just this particular floral scent is not my favorite, and it is quite strong. So if you don't like that, you're not gonna like this. Overall, again, I do like the base of it. I like what it is, but I think it's overpriced and I don't like the scent of it. So that's why it's kind of in the middle of this week's countdown. The next product is the product that I've been pairing with this in the mornings. I did use it today and I really like this product, and this is not going to be a surprise to people that saw my NuFace video. This is the NuFace Gel Primer. Now, my idiot self did not return the NuFace in the 90 days that I was supposed to return it, you know, pandemic and all. So I actually have to like call Sephora and see if I can mail it back or something. I just haven't gotten there. Chances are I'm just out my money. So what I might do is just hold on to the product, maybe use it again, try it again in another 5 or 10 years. I mean, it's a mechanical product. I would imagine it can just sit for a while. But what I have still been using is the gel primer. And what this is basically a huge shot of hyaluronic acid for your skin. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna bring the moisture from the product, from any water on your skin, into the top layer of your skin and plump it. And it lasts for a good period of time. I would say the plumping effect of this lasts for a good 3 or 4 hours, maybe even more. It does start dwindling probably around the 3 or 4 hour mark. So what I do is I put this on, I let it sit on my face for 1 to 2 minutes, and then I top it with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream Light. And what that does is it seals all the humectants in so that it's not pulling moisture from the air or the lower layers of my skin. It is just pulling moisture from any water that was on my skin, from washing it, or from the product. And that's what I personally want. I don't want moisture being pulled from anywhere else with this product. So you have to, in my opinion, top this with some kind of moisturizer to just lock everything in. And it just works beautifully for that. I do know that some people have trouble with hyaluronic acid, especially if they use too many products with hyaluronic acid. They can get some skin reddening, some irritation, things like that. So that's why this one is kind of of, again, in the middle a little bit is because I don't think this is gonna be good for everybody, but for me, I love the plumping effects of it. And if you have dehydrated skin, which you can have with oily skin or dry skin, this is a really nice product to replenish that water within your skin. Moving on to number 6, another product that I really like a lot, the Auric Glow Lust. This is in the shade Morganite. My favorite way to use this is tapped onto my cheekbones, which is what I have on today. It is a very subtle highlight. And one thing I didn't mention in the review, which is why I'm including it here, is I really like the pump on this. And I hadn't mentioned that before. I love how controlled it is to pump out just the right amount. And to do the glow on my cheeks, I needed, like, let me show you, like, legit this much product. It's what I needed for today. This is gonna last for freaking ever. Like, no joke. But I do still overall feel the same way about this product, in that the product inside the bottle isn't head and shoulders better than other things on the market. It is very nice though. Even if you have more textured skin, this will probably accentuate that texture less than some of the liquid highlighters on the market. This really, like I mentioned again in the review, is more of an illuminating primer. It's a lot more subtle, which I personally really like and appreciate. The price point on this is high, and what you're paying for is this gorgeous packaging. You're paying for this glass bottle. You're paying for this custom top with the print on it. You're paying for where it's made. It's a really beautiful, gorgeous packaging. It feels heavy, it feels luxe, but the product inside is good, but it's not like anything that kind of blows my mind that I feel like the product inside deserves the price point. You're really paying for a really good product inside plus the packaging, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I think I articulated myself okay. I've been getting some comments recently that I should include more products in my favorites and fails countdown, so I kind of snuck a couple of things in. So today, the next one is the lip combo that I've been loving recently, and it is two products that are new to me. This is the Laura Lee Los Angeles liquid lipstick. This was sent in PR. This is in the shade Topless. Been really loving this, topped with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glass Gloss. I think it's just called Glass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Glass something. This smells like peaches, like authentic, really nice peach scent. A little bit, let me see if it's got any candy scent to it, but it's really an authentic, like juicy peach scent. It smells incredible if you like that kind of scent. And these two paired together is absolutely beautiful. This on its own reminds me a lot of the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. They dry down completely, but they're still comfortable. They don't feel bad on the lips. I'm just gonna swatch this for you by itself because I am wearing it with a mixer today because I didn't like the way this looked by itself with this eye look. I did mix it with my OFRA shade Revive from my collab with OFRA, so that's what's on my lips, but this is what it looks like by itself. There really is no variation that I've noticed between the shades. They all perform the same way, that completely drying down, kiss-proof, long-lasting, but not uncomfortable. If you do want it to be more comfortable but less long wearing, of course you can layer it with a lip balm or, like I was mentioning, with this gloss. And just a little bit more about the formula of this. It is very smooth, a tad bit oily, not sticky at all. It is quite thick, but it doesn't feel heavy. It's just a really nice formula. I'm very much enjoying this. Speaking of Anastasia, I got this in PR from Ipsy, not from ABH, but from Ipsy, and I've been absolutely loving this mascara. This one is their new Lash Brag mascara, but this is definitely not going to be for everybody. It is what I'm wearing on my lashes today, and if you've ever seen my lashes with no mascara on, this is a huge difference. I'm not sure if it's coming off on camera how long my lashes are, but they're really, really long with this. But you gotta it may not be coming off because my lashes without mascara are so short and sparse. Let me tell you more about this. So this has a Better Than Sex looking hourglass shaped wand, but I think what really makes the difference on this mascara is the thickness of it. It is just like a thick, juicy, substantive mascara. It's just got so much just oomph. So when you put it on your lashes, it thickens them instantly. It just grabs onto the lashes and makes them super thick. And then it actually will grab on to the ends of the lashes and will extend it as well. But where I can see people not liking this is because it's so thick. I can see it maybe flaking on people or smudging on people. I don't have that problem. I've never had that problem. But if you've had a really thick mascara before and you haven't liked it, you probably won't like this. But I've had zero issues with it, and it really does give just this beautiful, almost false lash effect. Almost, not quite. Because no mascara gives me a false lash effect. So let's just be honest here. But very, very close. All right, I'm sneaking in another pair of products. We're gonna talk about liquid cheek products. Now, I have had a little bit of trouble with liquid cheek products in the past, in that some liquid blushes need to be kind of handled with kid gloves. They need to be put on a certain way, either with a beauty blender or with a brush, or they need to be applied quickly, or they have little finicky things about them that make them a little more difficult to work with. These two do not have those issues for me. Let's talk about the Milani Cheek Kiss. This was purchased. This is a beautiful, very lightly pigmented blush formula. It's not what I'm wearing today. I'll show you that next. This is gorgeous. This is in the shade Nude Flush, and I actually bought this quite a while ago, and I don't know why it's taken me so long to talk about it. But you see how it can be really pigmented if you want it to be, but then you can blend it out and make it much less pigmented. So depending on your personal needs, you can let it dry down thicker with more oomph, or you can blend it out and make it less. You can use it with a beauty blender. You can just rub it in with your fingertips. Just very, very versatile. I'm finding the same thing with the next product, which is a brand new product from OFRA, and this is PEAR. These are their new liquid blushers that came out with the Blush Zers, which was the combo blush bronzer split pan product that they just came out with. But this formula is money. It is so good. It really is. It's very nice. It's a little bit creamier, a little thicker than the Milani. Now, of course, this shade is definitely not going to be for everybody. This one is in the shade Authentic, and this one was in the shade Nude Flush. Let me blend this out for you. See how it looks kind of pasty, and you're kind of like, wait, just wait for it. This is what I'm wearing today. Just absolutely beautiful. And of course, if that's too pigmented for you, you can blend it out even more, and it dries down to wherever you blend it. So that's really why I like these, is because you can customize it to whatever you like. And that's really what makes a blush good for me. It's not one that is insanely pigmented. It's not one that just gives a light color. I want one that'll give a light color and be able to blend out, or a deeper color and be able to blend to being more subtle. Like, that's what makes a good blush for me. And it's like both of these are like, yes. Number two is a product that I've been using for a little while. It was said in PR, but I've never talked to you about it, and I've just been loving it so much that I felt the need to mention it. And it's a brush, and it's dirty. I'm just letting you know it's dirty because I've been using it and I've been loving it. This is the Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. Oh my gosh, is this thing fabulous. So it's got these two sides with the point. So why this is so amazing is when you're blending out a foundation, it hugs the skin just perfectly, and it's got that little angle there, so it just swipes the product on beautifully. You can also use this under the eye because it's got this little tiny point, so you can just kind of go whoop. Sometimes I do with concealer have to like pat it in with my finger just to get those small little corners and like right underneath my lash line, but it just blends the product beautifully. The F80 from Sigma is my holy grail flat kabuki brush, but this has been, I think I like this maybe even a little more than the F80, maybe. They're kind of close. It's just the shape. I feel like they have the same density. It's just the shape is different. Let me get an F80, hold on. All right, here's the Sigma F80. So you can see it's a similar density. It's just this one has the little pointy thing, which just adds an extra layer of awesomeness. So I just wanted to mention that to you. Really, really loving this. And if you're looking for something to blend out your foundation, a brush specifically, this is definitely one that I recommend. And finally, at number one, my favorite product of the month. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, I do want to let you know that yes, I love Angie NuFace, love her to death. That is not why this is at number 1. This is at number 1 because it is a bomb palette. Okay, this is the Club Nebula palette by Kaleidos. It was a collab with Angie NuFace, who I adore. I've met her in person. She's an incredible person, but I had never tried Kaleidos eyeshadows before. And I'll tell you what these remind me of. These remind me of ABH shadows without the fallout. That's what this is. There's only one shade I have not used yet. No, there's 2. These 2 down here. I've used all of the rest of the shades in one way or another. They are so insanely pigmented, but not only are they very, very pigmented, but they're easy to blend. And that's what's weird about this. Even these deeper shades over here, which notoriously are ones that will go on your eyes and become patchy because there's so much pigment in them that they're really difficult to make look even. Oh no, not with these. They perform beautifully. Also, along with these deep mattes performing beautifully and blending out gorgeously, these shimmer like duochrome things, are you serious? Are you freaking serious? I will put Angelica swatches up so that you can see just the utmost gorgeousness of these shades. They are incredible. I am loving this so much. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. A little wilder than I like, but what I typically do with this, which I didn't do today, is I'll put on like a neutral base and then just use 1 or 2 of these shades to complement it. But I did want today to just use this palette just so you could see it, but that's not typically how I use it. On my eyes today, I'm just gonna point to the shades because I don't know how to pronounce some of them and I don't remember what Angie said as far as how to pronounce them, so I'm just going to point to them. In my crease, I have this shade, and a little bit of this shade. On my lid, I have this one on the outer corner, I have this one on the inner corner. Lower lash line is this shade here, and then this shade on the inner part of my lower lash line. And I've done so many fun looks with this palette. My absolute favorite shade I'm actually not wearing today, but it's this one. Are you freaking serious? Are you like you freaking did that? Like, I don't own anything like this. I own a lot of stuff. I own nothing like this. And I'm just so incredibly impressed, not just with the color selection and the color choice, but just the formula itself is so easy to work with. So if you were looking for a colorful palette, either as a standalone because you love using lots of colors or as something just as a supplemental to some of your more natural palettes, highly recommend this. I do believe they're doing some occasional pre-orders of this. I'm not sure if it's still on sale or not, but I will link more information down in the description box down below about how to get your hands on this palette. At this point, my friend, it is your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness where we help each other not to buy crap and buy things that are totally worth it. I would love to know your thoughts on anything I talked about in this video because I can only speak from my experience, but your experience may be different. Have you tried any of these products? Did they perform the same? Did they perform differently? If you have a different skin type, a different skin tone, you live in a different environment, it may affect your experience. So that's where we can all work together and we can learn from you down in the comments section. If you did enjoy this video and you found it valuable, please take a second to just hit the thumbs up button. It helps me so much in YouTube's algorithm and it only takes a second for you. It is absolutely free. The other thing you may want to do is maybe watch another one of my videos because YouTube should be recommending a couple of them for you right over there, but maybe it's your time to go. Maybe you got stuff to do. It is no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. If you want to see more of my content, you can subscribe before you head out. And my love to you, and I'll see you in a video very, very soon.